Hello, welcome to Spicy. I know it's giving you the best on what you need to know. If you want to know about hip-hop and you want to stay updated about hip-hop related news, consider subscribing to this channel because it's about to get down. Now, everybody's staying at home. Maybe you are watching TV or watching Netflix and all those things. Just make sure that you wash your hands. Let us make sure that we obey, stay safe at home, wash our hands and do all the precautions so that we can get over this thing. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for clicking in this video right now. We're gonna be talking about Nasty C. We're gonna be talking about A-Reece. We're gonna be talking about Flame. Before we get into that, I just want to say thank you very much to everyone who is a subscriber to this channel and everyone who's been watching these videos. It really means a lot to me as a person who does the editing, the making and all those things. I just want to say thank you very much. It really means a lot. Now, getting into the story right now, we're gonna take a flashback. I know a lot of people, they do watch our previous videos, doesn't matter what the time is, just to make sure that they get what has been going on in hip-hop industry. Doesn't matter how old the video is, but they watch them. So there was a time when we made a video, spoke about the time when A-Reece and Mesh Beats released Fire in the Water. There was a song that was called Mikasa Sukasa, if I'm not mistaken. We discussed that song. We made a video about it. I'm gonna link it down in the description. I'm gonna put it up there, of course. On that video, we analyzed every single line, and then we ended up coming across an idea that, as we all know, that A-Reece and Flame, they are currently having problems since the Wrecking Crew actually split up, and we made videos about that. And of course, they ended up facing each other one-on-one when they nearly fought. Like literally they nearly fought. We made a video about that one as well. I'm gonna link it up in the description below. So right now, what we did, we made a video about Mikasa Sukasa when we actually came to an idea that A-Reece was implying that maybe in the future, him, A-Reece and Flame, they might get back to working with each other and doing all things just like the old days. Damn! That's what we found on that song when we analyzed it on a video. But the problem is, on the comment section, people, they did have different opinions, of course, and we highly respect those. Some people, they said maybe A-Reece was talking about Nasty C. Some people, they said maybe he was talking about Echo, he was talking about Mesh Beats and all those things. So different people had different opinions, so we ended up not knowing exactly who he was talking about. But Spicy Out News, we definitely analyzed those lines and we came with a conclusion that A-Reece was talking about Flame, that maybe in the future they might get back together and work together as family because they come a long way. They are like brothers and they are more than friends. So that's what we came to as we were analyzing that song Mikasa Sukasa. But anyways, we still respect the opinions of other people. Maybe we were wrong, of course. Okay, but now things have turned. There's now some confirmation that we was right. A-Reece and Flame might get back and still work together as brothers, just like the old time. Damn! So now this is what happened recently, 2 hours ago as the time of this recording. As we all know that today is the 27th of March, which means it's A-Reece's birthday. So now this is what Flame did. He went on Twitter and he wrote about A-Reece, saying that happy birthday king, stay up, stay blessed, it's all love. And there was a fist pump there and he tagged A-Reece and he put a picture of A-Reece, as you can see right here. Now, a lot of people had different opinions on this. Some people were saying, wow, man, you a god, we love what you're doing. And some people, of course, they said on behalf of A-Reece, we say, Futsek. They may have different opinions, of course, and we definitely respect each and everyone's opinions out there. But at the same time, this actually gave us another picture of Flame. As we all know that a lot of people thought that Flame and A-Reece are definitely enemies and all those things. And of course, some people, they enjoy that beef. Some people, they think hip-hop is about going toe-to-toe with another person. It's like competition. So we shouldn't be buddy-buddies and all that. If it's war, it's supposed to be war. But at the same time, there's still people out there who enjoyed the music that A-Reece and Flame was making before they split, and they still want to hear more from A-Reece and Flame. And again, on the other side, there are people who want to hear Flame firing shots at A-Reece and A-Reece firing shots at Flame. It's just like that. But at the same time, we're gonna let you talk about this in the comment section. Is Flame trying to fix things with A-Reece and go back together just like they used to be? Or maybe it's just nothing behind the story. It's just a happy birthday from an old friend. We're gonna talk about this on the comment section and tell us what is your view on this matter. Do you think A-Reece should give the same energy back to Flame? Would you like to see Flame and A-Reece back together like they used to? And all those things. Now at the same time, you're gonna have to remember that there was never a case when Flame actually dissed A-Reece. There was never a time when Flame spoke bad about A-Reece or maybe recorded a song dissing A-Reece and all those things. But at the same time, there are songs on Fire in the Water that people believe they were targeted to Flame. And again, we as Spicy Hot News, we picked that song Mikasa Sukasa. We analyzed it in front of you guys. We found that A-Reece doesn't have a problem with Flame. He actually wished that maybe in the future they might get back together and work just like they used to as brothers. Yeah. We're gonna move on to another story about Nasty C. As we all know that Nasty C is the hardest working artist out here in South Africa. Doesn't matter if you are a hater or you are a fan, but clearly we all know that Nasty C is the most connected person out there, is the most connected South African artist who can get anywhere at any time. Nasty C is the guy out here in South Africa, is the guy out here in South Africa. Of course, a lot of people might not agree with me on that statement right now, but Nasty C is the guy who's been making moves more than anybody out here. So recently, this is what he did. We're gonna remember that day when there was a party, there was an international party. I don't remember whose party it was, but they invited Nasty C on that party where he was with Justin Bieber. He was with an old bunch of other artists, but I can't remember only Justin Bieber. He was in the US and he took pictures with the baby. He took pictures with Batman and all those people. So he's actually connected with all those people at some point. So recently, this is what happened. We received some news that Nasty C is now signed to Def Jam. Wow. And for those of you who don't know, Def Jam is a record label from overseas which has a bunch of artists who are definitely famous. We're gonna count Jay-Z, Rihanna, Kendrick Lamar, and all these other people that you are seeing right now. And we say shout out to Nasty C for being the hardest working artist out here in South Africa to be able to reach that point, as we all know that there's no other artist out here in South Africa who's ever had that opportunity to be signed by the legendary Def Jam. It's definitely an opportunity and you could never ever hate on that. Now this is the only problem that we had. Maybe it won't be a problem maybe if we get some clarity on it. So if you know about this one right now, just make sure that you leave a comment to explain, just to explain to us what is going on what is gonna be happening. So as we all know that Nasty C was signed under Sony, if I'm not mistaken. And again, as we all know that Nasty C is gonna be dropping an album this coming May, which is called Zulu Man with Some Power. Okay, don't forget to subscribe. As we all know that Nasty C is gonna drop his album called Zulu Man with Some Power this coming May. Now the question that we have right now is that is he gonna drop that album under the record label Sony, or maybe he's gonna drop that album under Def Jam? Now the reason why we so concerned about this one is because number one, of course the album is recorded, is 100% complete. We have seen some clips and we have heard some songs. The problem is we don't know where did he record that album. Did he record it on his basement? Did he record it under Sony Studios? Or maybe he recorded the album on Def Jam? We don't know about that right now. But now the problem is, if he recorded the album under Sony Studios, it definitely means the album will belong to Sony Studios. It will not belong to the Def Jam. So now the real problem is here. As we all know that Nasty C has been under Sony when he released his previous album, and now Def Jam appears to be having more powers than Sony, which means they have better marketing strategy now, which is definitely the key in our conversation right here. If the album will be released under Sony, it will be received by the same people that Strings and Blings did. But if the album will be released under Def Jam record label, it definitely means that the album will be worldwide, which means that the album will be known by each and every person in the world, just like we know each and every album by Kendrick Lamar, by Rihanna, by Jay-Z. Maybe they will definitely use the same strategy to advertise his music to each and every person in the US, in the UK, wherever in the world. That's the question we are having. Is Nasty C's album gonna be released under Sony Music or Def Jam? So now those are the spicy hot news that we got for you today. If you want to get the real story about A-Reece and Flame, just make sure that you watch that video that I told you about. And again, make sure that you subscribe to this channel so we can give you more of what is going on the South African hip hop. Stay blessed, Stay safe, wash your hands, and you should have a good day. I love you all. Thank you very much for watching, and we're gonna see each other on the next time. Peace.